Even with the best planning and collaboration, things happen. Make sure your project schedule reflects the actual and current reality of the project. That's what Robert Kelly has said. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome, welcome once again. And today we are going to discuss the topic of 5 ways to spot project failures. Most of the time, we spot project failures after completion of the project, at the end of the project. Then we have no options but just to accept the failure. How do we detect, how do we spot project failures in advance proactively, which will help you to take right decision about how do I move ahead with the project? Let us look at one by one. Again, coming to the same note from Robert Kelly, even with the best planning and collaboration, things happen. Make sure your project schedule reflects the current reality of the project. Let us look at the first signal, and that you can note lack of interest. When people stop attending meetings, when stakeholders stop participating or stop giving feedback, tasks not getting completed on time, these are the signs of lack of interest in the project. That will give you a signal there's something going wrong on this project. You can take actions. How to stop it? Keep all communications up to date as much as possible. Monitor and track of all the assignments of all the stakeholders. If stakeholders stop caring about the project, sit down to determine the current perceived value of the project, and then you can take your own decision. So I'm talking about a signal. I'm also talking about how do we stop it, right? The second aspect is be aware of poor communication. And team doesn't know when things are getting done, what's not getting done, or why it is not getting done. The project lead not communicating changes to his team members, and these are some of the communication loopholes that can actually start having impact on a project. So second important signal is be aware of poor communication. We no longer live in an age where you can falsify the capabilities of product, because social media makes it so easier for the truth to come out, and word of mouth will eventually catch up to and destroy projects that lack transparency. And lack of transparency, the root cause is poor communication or ineffective communication. This is the quote from Workfront. Let us look at the third important aspect. Be honest about lack of velocity. There are assignments which are due, not happening. The approvals are not coming from the stakeholders. Maybe team members are spending more time on other projects that you are not aware of, and they are not putting the same efforts on your project. At any rate, contrary to your best projected completion dates, your project has come to a full stop. Something is going wrong. And this is what? About lack of velocity, lack of speed, no approvals coming, the dates are just passing by, people are not giving that much attention to your project. And here it is very important to note accountability is key here. It is very important that everybody knows their roles and responsibilities on the project, their accountability on the project, their assignments with the due date. It is very important to press them to get those assignments done on time. So this is a thought of how do we tackle these issues. Fourth is find out if you have no bad news environment. And this you can find out when you get the answers are very slow, meeting are rosy but they are without any actions, and there is a slow approach overall. And this is where you can find out no bad news environment. How do we stop it? Let the team be ruled by few key metrics that you can track it. If you have so many metrics to measure the performance of your team, it is very difficult to track it. Hence, on-time delivery, one of that key metrics which you can track, and few others you can add it so that it is easy for you to track it. So this is the fourth signal. Project management doesn't end when project is launched or a campaign has run its course. Successful projects are followed up on, analyzed and evaluated so that they can maintain their velocity and continue to benefit the company's bottom line. Another important quote from Workfront. Fifth, anticipate scope changes. When the project starts to barely resemble the requirements, then you will get more and more changes. The phrase, you know what you would be really cool, would be added. That gets uttered in most of the review meetings and approval phase. So the scope or the base where you started, continuous changes starts coming. This is where project starts to topple up. How to stop it? Use of an airtight requirement gathering in the beginning, knowing, getting all the requirements, and the project doesn't move unless you know this. If this is the case, this airtight case, you can move on. Don't allow project to start as set until you, your team members, all the stakeholders are on the same platform, on the same page, right? So these were the 5 signals of project failures. The best way to avoid project failure is to stay one step ahead of your project. Keep safeguards like this in place so you can quickly pivot, producing a successful outcome regardless of what obstacle may arise. Very important to note this. And the very important thing again to end with, the key to project success is being proactive instead of waiting for others to tell you what to do. This is what Stanley Apotny said. Very, very important. So being proactive is very, very important on project. Hope you like the video. Please subscribe my channel. Follow me on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and ajazkazi.com. Thank you very much.